What is going on, good people? It's your boy Troy, aka Trouble T Roy, aka Mr. Sneaker Biz Guru, right? No, I didn't say sneaker guru. I didn't say sneaker culture guru. I said sneaker biz guru, right? So short for business. Sneaker business guru is the self-proclaimed name I've given myself because I have a deeper understanding of the business side of sneaker culture, right? A lot of people don't understand the fundamentals and foundation of sneaker business. Whenever y'all talk all of this real versus fake nonsense, whenever y'all talk all of this boutique and where people get their shoes from nonsense, you have to understand the nature of the business, and that is going to be the context of this video. I know it's been a while. I know I haven't brought any updated information, even though I'm keeping my eyes peeled. I see things. People send me things that I think about speaking on, and things that I'm like, I'm all right. Like, I'll let it pass. Simply because a lot of the information that I give, people don't take heed, because instead of looking at what they think they know, people tend not to look at the common sense side of things when it comes to the sneaker business. So today's topic, and yes, I'm going to be more consistent with these videos because I feel like the time is now needed. Again, just because I'm silent don't mean I'm not active. I still got things with my shoe brand that I'm working on, a tone. I'll tell y'all more about that stuff towards the end of the video. But I kind of stopped saying certain things because people really think they know what's going on in this sneaker business, on the sneaker business side of it, when they really don't, right? They think because they know sneakers and they think because whatever unauthorized pairs, they think they know where they come from, how they're produced, and things that make them not the same as retail pairs. And it's funny because if they really knew inside information, they would be blown away by the facts. All right. So we'll start with that. Here is the big reveal when it comes to, I think this ties into all of like the real versus fake nonsense too. And where people lack common sense. So this is the big number one thing where people lack common sense, and it invalidates their argument for shoes that may be a little different in material or whatever the case may be, because of this one fact. This is a fact. You probably can research this, but this is a fact. If you know anything about manufacturing, and when things have to be manufactured in mass production, there is no one factory that produces. I don't think y'all heard me. When things are done in mass production, there is no one factory that does the production alone. Say, again, I always pick on Nike and Jordan brand because, again, they're the conglomerate in the sneaker culture, right? Say there has to be 1.5 million pair of a Jordan shoe that has to be produced. Put your thinking caps on. Use your common sense, right? Are you telling me, because the average factory, one factory at the biggest, probably has 300 to 400 employees working these machines that make these shoes, right? That's the primary factory that will get the contract with Jordan brand, that will say, hey, we need 1.5 million pair of these shoes produced by this date, right? You're telling me 400 employees can produce with the machinery they have in this one factory, even though they're the main factory that contracts with Nike or Jordan brand, right? Can produce 1.5 million pair of shoes in a span of maybe 6 to 9 months. Give them a couple of more months, right? Say a year. 400 employees, 1.5 million pairs of shoes. You know how often they would have to work? They would never see the light of day. They would never see the light of day. So, as a result, here's what happens. There is a network of factories, and in the contract that the main factory gets from the brand, they are permitted, they have permission to subcontract with other factories that are in other areas or other regions. All right? Hear me clear, because y'all need to understand the business side, especially if you're going to be selling or you even going to be buying personally. Understand the business side and be confident in your product. This is what happens. They're given permission to subcontract. So they may have another factory that has the machinery. They subcontract, pay this factory and their workers to produce, say, 50,000 to 60,000 pair in a year. Then they'll subcontract with another company. So a lot of factories get the work through subcontracting. So the major warehouse or factory that gets that main contract with the brand is permitted to subcontract with other factories to produce these shoes, to get them out, to get the number made by the time or the deadline that the brand has set for them to need the production of these shoes. Okay? That is a fact. Just do your math. Like, even if you look at, like, let's take it lower than 1.5 million. All right, maybe I was a little bit extreme with that number. Let's say they need 350,000 pair made. It works the same way. That one factory is not doing that. It's not. It doesn't have the capacity of the workers to get things cranked out in that time frame. So you got to use your common sense. And because it's in different regions, some of the materials may be slightly different. Your suede, your tumbled leather, your smooth leather. Technically, a lot of stuff now isn't leather. It's called PU. No pun intended on like it stinking or anything like that. But it's called PU. It's a leather variant. It's like a variant of leather. It's similar. This is why. This is exactly your stingray material. Like that I don't know how to explain it. But like that brittle feel on a stingray material may not be the same, because again, these materials are coming from different regions, people, not all from one place. It's not all being made in one place. Put your thinking caps on. Use common sense, please. So that's why nobody can tell me anything in regards to these production of shoes. I've talked to factory owners. I've talked to factory managers. Yes. I've seen blueprints. Now, some of that stuff is stuff I can't show the general public. The stuff I can show the general public, I will. But I've seen this. Like, I've talked this through. Like, I'm really embedded. I've been embedded since 2008. When I first started this, when I wasn't even confident in what it is, as I was learning as the years had passed. And then I started realizing, like, when I was talking to middlemen, like, okay, these aren't factory managers. These are middlemen that goes to the factories, get these pairs, and then they sell them to the public. They're technically resellers themselves. Then I've talked to factory workers who produce in the factory, who show me proof of their production in factory. And managers who's given me their time to tell me how this works. Because I'm going to ask the question. And if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. Like, I know how to determine whether something makes sense or not. So people don't understand the business side. It's way deeper than what you think. Oh, these came from, or somebody doing real versus fake, looking at the box with the black light to see if it's a stamp, because it came from this factory. Funny thing is, You don't even know what factory it came from, whether it's an LN5. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand. You don't know what that. Stop using those terms. Y'all don't know what they mean. Unless you know what they mean. But most of the time, it's regions and factories, different type of factories that are allowed to get different types of contracts. So it's deeper. It's business stuff. When you see certain stamps, if you use the black light, that's telling you where it came from or what production line it may have come off. Like, y'all don't get this because y'all don't have the inside intel. Excuse me. Y'all don't understand that there's different qualities of shoes that are done, that are used in real versus fake comparison, or that were in the past, excuse me, used in real versus fake comparison to try to make you believe one shoe was fake and one shoe wasn't. Because one, the lesser quality shoe is going to be missing things that the quality shoe, that's the ones that's supposed to be sold in retail, have. Of course, because they're used, it's lesser material. It's lesser quality material. The shoes are blueprinted and constructed the same way. Literally. It's like whether it's, all right, for those that understand on the clothing side, if I was to have this sweatsuit made, right? And I say, I want this sweatsuit made with certain materials. I want it cotton and polyester, right? The blueprint may have in the writing for the ones that I want to have made that I can sell cotton and polyester. But the shape of the blueprint, the shape of the actual sweatsuit and things like that in the sketches don't change. What changes the sweatsuit in the sense of making it lesser quality is the material that it's constructed with. So say they use some kind of cheap cotton variant that's different from the original cotton I made. The blueprint is the same. It's going to look like the same sweatsuit, but you're going to tell some of the differences because of the material being different. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's the same sweatsuit, the same structure, but the materials are different, thus changing the quality that I originally wanted. So that's what you're dealing with when it comes to shoes. The quality's different. I have a pair of Air Jordan 1 Chicago's from 2000. Excuse me, geez. That was funny. From 2016, and the quality compared to the ones that are made a year later and beyond, it sucks. Like, the structure is weak. Like, that 2016 Chicago is weak. But compared to like some Lost and Founds that came out the year before last, stuff like that, it's different because, again, it was made different material. So the quality isn't the same, even though those 2016s I got were the ones they were dishing off retail. Horrible. But that's what the thing is. It's quality. Real versus fake is not what anybody thinks it is. It's propaganda. Remember, when Josh Lubin was the CEO of StockX, he created, or StockX helped create, the real versus fake, the authentication piece, and people just jumped on it. Remember, it didn't always exist. It didn't exist until that was created. It wasn't a thing. Wasn't nobody like, I got fake pairs. And again, on the business side of things, people, use your common sense. How come ain't nobody saying, oh, these James Hardens is fake? These Allen Iversons are fake. How come it's only the shoes that the majority buy and that are a little bit higher in the price tag realm, or a little more exclusive, or collaborations that you just can't get retail, or joints you can't get retail? How come real versus fake is prevalent there, but not prevalent in other spaces? I've never seen a fake New Balance shoe. I've never seen a fake Saucony, or how we call them in Philly, Sauconys. I've never seen that. I've never seen a fake Grant Hill, unless they the gas station joints that got the different like logo where it be Mike crossing up. You know what I mean? Like, that's see how that's obvious? That is obvious. The gas station and flea market joints. I have seen. No, not in the sense of like Grant Hills, James Hardens, and Iversons. I've never even seen a lesser quality shoe. But how come nobody do no real versus fake on no New Balance 990s? How come nobody do no real versus fake on Saucony's? How come nobody do real versus fake on Asics? How come it's only Jordan brand? Certain Nikes, because it's a lot of Nikes that don't get the real versus fake either. Certain Nike shoes. I don't see nobody doing no real versus fake on no Scottie Pippens. no up tempos. I don't see that. Come on, y'all, use your common sense. Understand, like, stop following the propaganda and all these idiots that's talking about whoever will buy fake shoes and whoever will buy UAs, they can't afford it. You're an idiot if you're in this economy spending $1,300 to $1,500 on a shoe you can't afford. So in my closing, understand the foundation of sneaker business. Peace.